You, um, there's a stigma, I think, that people kind of latch on to, that this can't happen to a successful person. I think a lot of people believe that the drug addiction is only for people that's poor or don't have any success in life. And we can see through, you were certainly a successful person, and is that something that you find that people believe, or that it only happens?
Yeah,
to
I mean, stigma is a huge thing, and and because our society looks at when something's wrong with somebody, that's a weakness, and there's a tendency for people to ostracize, to separate themselves from it, and that's a problem, someone else's problem, and not my problem. The trouble is when it finally hits home, because 1 in 4 people are going to suffer some sort of mental health issue or be involved with some sort of mental health issue within their family. And so that's a high number. And so why don't we get rid of the stigma and say, since it's so prevalent, then we do something about it early and maybe, push off, and so we don't have the tragedies and the stuff. Nobody wakes up one day and says, hey, I want to be an addict. Hey, I want to take my life today. Nobody wakes up doing that. So it's a thing that happens over time, and a mindset and maybe circumstances that present themselves to where self-medicating becomes, an avenue that somebody goes down to try and deal with their pain.
And let's talk just a little bit about your athletic career. From a town in Texas to growing up in California, as you said, playing college football and then pro football. What has the NFL meant to you? And can you tell us about the iconic Silver Dome that's no longer with us, but was a popular American icon, especially on Thanksgiving when Detroit was the only game televised?
Well, I was born in Texas, but I grew up in Southern California, a 3A high school. I only had one scholarship offer, and that was to Utah State University, so I went there. But I've been very fortunate to have coaches in my younger life, anyway, that happen to be very good coaches at the right place at the right time, at least for me. And so kind of fell underneath their wing. I became a 4-year starter at Utah State, and then I got drafted by the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions have been, the family and the Lions themselves have been very good to me. During my 10 years when I was there, I did go through 3 head coaches and 5 offensive coordinators, so every other year you had to learn another offense, which doesn't lead to a lot of consistency. And so that was always kind of a downfall, I think, but I only played for that one team, and so I have my heart's there, and a lot of memories are there. Some of those memories happen to go back to the Silver Dome, of course, which was an 80,000 plus stadium where the fans sit right on top of you because of the way it's stacked, and it just rock and rolled. And we played every Thanksgiving Day game there, which was pretty iconic, and to us it was a national game, and so it was a chance to show yourself in front of the whole world. And fortunately, I played pretty well at most of those Thanksgiving Day games, but it was great. That place could really rock and roll. Unfortunately now it doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down a few years back, and watching it be tore down was kind of sad, because it's the end of an era. But Ford Field is a fantastic place, and actually playing downtown in Detroit, I think, is where the team should be anyway, because it's Detroit Lions. It's play in the city that you're there, and it's got so many fans right now and just going crazy because the Lions, kind of turned it up, and they're potentially, certainly a playoff contender, looking at, even at this early, just because of the way they're playing.